Hello, everyone. Day two, and we're going to be looking at a new card. Before I go any further, I noticed a couple of things. So, firstly, I noticed that at the weekend, I'm going to clear up and tidy up my bookshelf so it looks nicer for you. It's a Yesterday was a very bright day, so I had to have the curtains closed because it was dazzling. Today's not so bright, but it's a lovely calm day. And this morning I've been to my painting class or drawing class and the art class, and we've been doing work with oil pastels. I'm saying that because when we start to look at the cards, you'll notice I've still got some oil pastel under my fingers. So I had some nice responses yesterday. And Gillian, one of our level 3 practitioners in Shifnal, she came through and gave me a fantastic update, some extra comments. She was talking about that what we have to do is we have to make sure that we're not trying to run on empty, that we try and top ourselves up to be 100%. And this is so important. I was really pleased and thank Gillian for her contribution, because it made me think that if you charge a mobile phone, for instance, recommended is that you always charge it to 100%. If you don't charge it to 100%, what will happen is next time the charge runs down quicker and quicker and quicker until eventually you hardly get any charge out, any work out of your phone, and it's permanently on charge. And Gillian just reminded me of that we have to take time out to actually recharge our batteries. And so that was with Hilarion. So I've got a great new card for today. I'm going to pause the video while I rearrange the camera. I've got it more secure, so hopefully it won't be shuffling around. So just bear with me while I pause the camera and I'll be with you shortly. So here's Hilarion that we looked at in day one. I'm just going to move him to one side, and our new card is Master Melchizedek, and the message on here is grasp the power. And that's quite an interesting, quite an exciting card. You know, very often people get this card when they're at a time when they're ready to do new things. And it's really important to actually go with that energy. If you are, for instance, asking the cards whether a particular project that you're working on or a particular new study, new therapy, or whatever you're doing is going to be successful, when you get this particular card, then it's a real indicator from Melchizedek that this is really going to work. And you get a lot of energy with this card, and it's really important to seize the moment and to go with it. Now, very often we don't trust in the universe, and so oftentimes we could be in the starting blocks waiting for that gun to go off, the starter's pistol to start us on a course of action, and we're looking forward to it, but there's a trepidation there, because it's almost as if we want to have a guarantee. And this is where you come to, do you really trust the universe? Do you trust in what the universe is telling you and what the universe has to offer for you? And it's interesting, years and years ago, I went to a fantastic workshop in Glastonbury, and there were lots of people there. And at the time, and we're talking about the 1990s, and it was with Amora Kuan Yin, and at the time she was talking about living in integrity and also living in trust with the universe, and she did actually share, which was very honest really, that she had times in her life where she didn't trust the universe, and it's easy for all of us to have a wobble from time to time. But she said that the most important piece of empowerment that we can all have is actually being at one with where the universe is taking us, accepting at times where we have the ability to be able to guide ourselves, where we have to take action is very important. Having the discernment to know that. I think oftentimes we sit there thinking it's going to happen, it's going to happen, when is it going to happen, and not accepting that actually we have to put the key in the ignition to start the whole engine and to go for it. So now at the time, somebody said in the group, and there was a big group at this workshop, it's about 50 people, they said that they had a special, I don't know whether it was a prayer or affirmation, every time they got into the car, that they got into the car and they would say this, and they would ask for the powers of light to protect them, etc. And people started writing it down. And at that moment, I thought to myself, well, actually, I just trust in the universe. And that might be naive, but I have the feeling that our destiny is planned. We are walking through this third dimensional world in a very positive way sometimes, in a negative way sometimes, but there are key things that we have to learn. And so we don't, in my beliefs, we don't leave this world until we've achieved everything that we need to. And so at the moment where we are making our transition, that is effectively, we are on the winner's rostrum. We've got the gold medal around our neck, and we're going back to the interlife state. I think that's not to say that grief isn't a real thing. And I think the people that we leave behind, there's a genuine pain for who we can't protect, who we can't be with, etc. And definitely people left behind, that is actually a tragic situation. But for the person themselves, once they've made the transition, and if they're making the transition and they're hopefully not in pain, then the soul is going back to be at one with its own greatness. And so if that's the case, you have to trust in the universe that if it's your day to make your transition, it's going to be your day. And so I think Grasp the Moment for me is actually about removing fear from your life, moving forward in positivity, and knowing that you're going to receive all the help to get through everything that you need to, and to be able to make a success of things. Like yesterday, I'm just going to have a quick check of the book. So I'll pause the video because I left the book over the other side of the room. Hold on. So the book on page 23, Grasp the Power. This is a period in your life when where you can have total confidence in your own abilities and have a feeling of empowerment. Look out for signs and synchronicities in your life and be prepared to act on them. And it's very positive in the same vein with relationships, with health, career, with money, spirituality. You are about to take a step forward in your connection to spirit. Any doubts that you may hold about your belief system will disappear. Fantastic card. Isn't that wonderful to have that card in a reading? And actually, if you're reading, and later on we'll do some sample spreads, but if you're reading for somebody and they've asked, will my relationship go well, or will my career move go well, then this is a fantastic card. I actually remember in the autumn of last year that I was speaking to somebody and they drew this card, and I actually said to them, oh, I think you've if you're planning a career move, that will go very well for you. And all you have to remember is to grasp the power and to put all of your effort into your new role. And the person I was speaking to said, I'm starting a new job on Monday. And this was a Saturday. So very nice you know, very nice when you get sort of opportunity to share that. Now, I'm just going to put the two together because we've got the two now. So yesterday, you'll recall that I was saying that this one, Hilarion, was all about giving thanks for where you are. And this one is actually about grasping the power. And I think they are very sort of complementary. So yesterday I was saying, take stock, be in the moment, be mindful. And now we're talking about moving forward. So say, for instance, if you were at the point of you were going to launch something new or do a new course of study or set up business on your own, these two would be quite good together, because obviously the Hilarion give thanks is give thanks for the moment that has led up to this point, that you can you've put a lot of effort into this new change that's going to happen for you, and so be glad about that, give thanks for that, and then put all of the effort in, grasp the power. Now, what I will say is that when I was shuffling these cards, I wasn't specifically thinking of anything. If later on I'll start thinking about specific questions, because in my experience, when somebody shuffles the cards and they think about a particular issue they want some guidance on, you tend to get more symbols. If you're looking at a general sort of, oh, what's the card today for me, etc., you quite often get a master pop up, a master card pop up. And obviously you've got, because there's half of the deck are masters, half are symbols, you then, you've got a 50-50 chance of that happening if we just go basically on chance. The other thing I wanted to share with you that I was thinking about, because I'm quite excited about this, you know, it's quite a undertaking, and you know, you're thinking, oh, is anyone going to want to hear this? The one thing I do want to say is that quite often with cards, cartomancy, which are the playing cards, or with the tarot, there's sometimes there's meanings in the books that are the adverse meaning. And so, for instance, if the card when you were shuffling arrived upside down, we've never really subscribed to that as such. But I do think people should, if that is your feeling, that when you're working with cards, that you feel there should be a positive or a negative, then I would say if it arrives upside down, that might be a pointer in your reading, whether somebody is reticent about grasping the power. What is holding people back from moving forward and being in their own power? Because this is all about everyone being in their own power and being fully fulfilled. So don't forget, if you want to add some comments and share your thoughts as well, that's brilliant. I can share them with everyone else. And also, if you have any questions yourself, just send them through on Facebook. And I'm posting the videos permanently on YouTube, but then I'm going to share the links on Facebook. So I'm just going to pause again and just put the camera back so that you can see me say a final bye-bye. So that's two great masters to start with: Master Hilarion, Master Melchizedek for day 2. And I can't wait to see what's happening with day 3. Just want to show you this. This is a picture of a tomato that I was drawing this morning with those oil pastels. And then this was the bigger study that we did. So I came hot foot from drawing, which has been, you know, been a really nice way to start the morning. And so I hope the rest of your day goes well, and I look forward to being with you tomorrow. Bye.